great Monday and welcome to the Coach Show, where women life and business coaches come to be educated, equipped, and empowered to coach with confidence and lead with transformational power. Join me, Coach P, right here on the Life and Business Coach campus every Monday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time to package your brilliance, optimize your performance, and bring harmony to your life. Happy Tuesday! Equipped, empowered, poised, and positioned to move those who are ready to move is my ultimate mission. I wake up every day determined to make a difference in my assigned place. You see, my purpose, my passion, and my focus is to take you, and you from where you are to where you want to be. I am Pamela Lue-Hing, better known as Coach P, and I'm excited to be with you on this Tuesday. This is a special edition Tuesday as we are talking about over these 4 days. We already did one yesterday. We're doing another one today. The 4 pillars of a successful coach. So I thank you for joining us. And here on the Coach Show, we always help you discover your gifts, develop your gifts, and give them away every single day. Discover your gifts, develop your gifts, and give them away every single day. This show, the Coach Show, is sponsored by the Life and Business Coach Campus. And so, ladies, coaches, if you have not joined the Life and Business Coach Campus, I invite you to join and invite other women coaches to join. This is where we are educating, we are equipping, and we are empowering women coaches to be all that they can be, to reach their ideal clients, to grow their businesses, and to become a better them. So that it's all going down there on the Life and Business Coach Campus. So I do invite you to join. It is free. So say it with me. If it's free, it's for me. How about that? All right. So I would like for you to also like, share, and comment. Talk back to me. If you're out there watching right now, go ahead and put your name and comment. Say hello to me. If you have any comments, any insights to share, please comment as well. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. Feel free to comment even after watching the replay. So again, we started this series on yesterday, and we talked about the 4 pillars of a successful coach, okay? The 4 pillars of a successful coach. So you will need to grab your paper and pen because we're going to continue the discussion. And yesterday I talked about the pillar. So what is a pillar, right? What actually is a pillar? A pillar is a person or thing regarded as reliably providing essential support for something. So reliable, that means it's cemented. It is the foundation upon which something is built. And so it's very important that as we're building our businesses, that we build it on a strong foundation. So in order to be successful, to be confident in creating transformations, to be confident in building your business, we've got to focus on these 4 pillars of being a successful coach. So what are those 4 pillars? Number 1 is personal development. Personal development we dealt with on yesterday. Number 2, coaching development. We're going to talk about coaching development today. The 3rd pillar is entrepreneurship development. We're going to talk about that on tomorrow. And then lastly, on Thursday at noon, we're going to wrap it up with leadership development. And so I'll be giving you 3 core principles in each of these pillars. So let's go ahead and just recap on yesterday. So yesterday, again, was personal development. And so when we talked about personal development, there were 3 different areas for personal development. One was to master your emotions. Master emotions. And yesterday, I could not remember the exact percentage, but today, guess what? I'm coming back with it. I said 75% is actually 71%. So this was a study that was done by career builders. And the study said that 71% of hiring managers said emotional intelligence, EQ, is more important than the intellectual quotient or an IQ. So that meant that they wanted more emotionally intelligent people than they wanted intelligent people. Why? Because they can teach, but they can't teach the emotional intelligence. You have to come with the emotional intelligence. Well, I guess they can because they're having training, they're investing their dollars there. But to come with the emotional intelligence and be willing to grow in that area supersedes being smart enough to do the job. They can teach you the job, right? But that emotional intelligence makes for greater productivity in the workplace. And so I do have a graphic that I'd like to share with you. So if you can take a look at this graphic, again, 71% of the hiring managers said that they prefer the emotional intelligence over the IQ. In addition, this study also showed that 58% it's 58% of your job performance, your emotional intelligence, 58% of your job performance. 90% of top performing people have high emotional intelligence levels. Why? Because they know how to manage their emotions. They know when and when not to speak and how to speak. And they care more about the other person in terms of understanding what they're hearing and making sure that they're staying on task. That is emotional intelligence. And I shared this on yesterday, but 20 people who have a high emotional intelligence level make $29,000 more than those who just have an I, excuse me, I'm sorry, with a lower emotional intelligence level. Okay, so 29,000 more than a person who has a lower emotional intelligence level or their counterparts, as this study says. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you because emotional intelligence is important. It's highly important. I don't think we pay enough attention. I wish I was taught emotional intelligence when I was in grade school. Grade school. Why? Because it has impacted my entire life. My lack of emotional intelligence. And so, guess what I do now? I focus on emotional intelligence because I realize the power, the power and the influence that it can have in my life, emotional intelligence, and help me to be more impactful in my relationships, in my business. Okay, so emotional intelligence is where it's at. Number two, with personal development, was guard your peace. And then number three was set your boundaries. And I wanted to include in setting your boundaries how important it is to set your own boundaries for yourself personally, and then the boundaries that you have as you interact with others. When I say others, I mean from family to friends and relationships, personal relationships, intimate relationships, and friendships, in the workplace. Knowing your boundaries, setting your non-negotiable boundaries, and then for yourself. Okay, so when we look at the boundaries for ourselves, I want us to take a look at the 7 essentials of your being, of your well-being. There are 7 areas that I always teach on, and they are psychological. How do we compartmentalize? How do we process our thoughts? So much happening today in the world. We've got to make sure we nurture our minds. The emotional intelligence, into our intellectual development. What are we reading? What are we staying abreast of? Our financial development, staying on top of our finances. That's a piece of work, isn't it? Trying to balance it all. The physical development. How are we taking care of ourselves? Are we eating what we're supposed to be eating, putting in our bodies what we're supposed to be putting in our bodies? Are we going to our doctors the way that we should? Are we working out? What are we doing physically? Socially, who's in our social circle? Who's in our social circle that we need to nurture and then maybe even reposition because that relationship no longer serves us or them well? Okay, so our social circles. And then lastly, our spiritual development. So those are the 7 essentials of your well-being, the 7 areas that we want to make sure that we have boundaries for. Again, personally, setting your own boundaries for yourself, saying, self, do not go outside of this boundary. This is your non-negotiable self, meaning don't eat cake and bonbons and donuts all day. That's a boundary for yourself, right? Because we know that that's unhealthy. and monitoring what we intake, the dairy products that we eat, the meats that we eat, monitoring that and setting a boundary for yourself. I will not go over, I will not do that. I will not eat that. Okay, that's a boundary for self. And then again, boundaries for others. So I wanted to just share that and add that to yesterday's lesson, but let's go ahead and jump into day 2. I won't be before you long, so please pay close attention as we talk about coaching development. For coaches out there, there are 3 areas that we need to, absolutely must be intentional about. And one is knowing who you coach. And in knowing who you coach, we're looking at these different areas, 3 different areas there: the demographics, age, male, female, young, old, seniors, seasoned, occupation, socioeconomic background, the demographics of your ideal client. Okay, so who is it that you're focused on? Being very intentional about that target audience. Then there's the psychographics. How do they think? Where do they hang out? What is their lifestyle? What do they focus on? That's psychographics. And then lastly is pain points. So that is wrapped up in who you coach, the demographics, the psychographics, and their pain points. What do they need? Products and services should be built upon the need of the client. It should answer a problem that they have. It should make it easier for them to do whatever it is they're trying to do. It should make them better. It should be an extension of themselves. It should add to their lives or their businesses. So the pain point, that thing that keeps them up at night, that thing that worries them because they can't figure it out, you have a solution. So that is who you coach: the demographics, the psychographics, and the pain points. Knowing those 3 areas for who you coach. The second, number 2, as we talk about coaching development, developing ourselves as coaches, the second is why you coach. Remembering why you coach. And I've got some notes here. I remember for me, going all the way back, I said, why do I coach, Pam? I had to ask myself that question before I even came before you today, right? So I went all the way back to my younger years. And I remember as a child encouraging others. I remember being on the track team, and then after graduating, going back as a track coach. I coached in several different grade schools as well as high schools, and I had several go to state and get scholarships to colleges. That is just, coaching is a part of who I am. And then I can remember being a sales director in Mary Kay Cosmetics for 10 years. I did nothing but coach in that position, right? Helping to inspire, helping people see all the gifts inside of them and helping them nurture those gifts, helping them grow those gifts, helping them to embrace those gifts so that they go to the next level in their life. That has always been who I am. That is why I coach today. I choose to focus on coaches now based on all of my experience. I packaged that and said, I now am in position to coach coaches, to show them how to interact, to engage with their clients, to show them how to get the best transformations possible. That's why I coach, to see those light bulbs go off, to see people reach their goals, to see people dig deeper, deeper than they ever thought they could. And most of all, and best of all, to help them walk in their purpose, to live a fulfilled life, to do what God is calling them to do. That's what I do best. That's what I do in my sleep. I wake up thinking about it. I go to bed thinking about it. I think about it all day. As a matter of fact, even with my children, mommy, they probably want to tell me, I am not your client, okay? Because it's always, everything is a lesson. Everything is a blessing if we choose to see it that way. And coaches help their clients see forward. Therapy and counseling take a look back, but coaching looks forward. So, why do you coach? What encourages you to stay in the game? Because it's not easy. Thank you for the love. I see the love. Please put your name in comments so I can say hello. It's not easy to coach, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy. It is work and hard work. Because not only are you coaching, you're also running a business. And so you've got to be about your business of running the business, right? And in what I do in helping other coaches develop their businesses, it's not easy. So I've got to be very clear about why I coach. So why do you coach? Okay. I want to ask you that question. Why do you coach? And if you know why you coach, go ahead and put it in comments. Even if you're watching replay, go ahead and put it in comments. But that's what it's all about, being committed to the art of coaching, being committed to the transformation, and being committed to yourself. Being committed to yourself, knowing your own gifts, knowing your own talents, embracing them, and pursuing them with all of your heart, with all of your mind, with all of your soul. Everything you are should be in your coaching. And that means that you are living what you or how you coach, and the tools that you share, the ideas that you may share as you're listening, as you're asking the questions. We need to live what we teach, what we preach. And so are we doing that? Not to say that we're not going to falter. Like my 5 a.m. hour, I said I'm going to get up in the morning every day, at least 5 days a week, 5 a.m. Well, I've been faltering. Why? Because I stay up late. So I've got to readjust and I got to get back on it and say, yes, 5 a.m. is my new best friend. 5 a.m. is my new best friend. I've got to stay committed to that. Why? Because I've got to sharpen myself. I've got to do what I know I need to do to become a better me. And so that's what coaching is all about. So why do you coach is the question. All right. And then lastly is staying committed to the transformation. As I shared with you earlier, my journey in my coaching journey, in terms of my experiences in coaching, that transformation that you see when you have coached with someone and they now are more empowered, they move differently, they've accomplished some things, accomplished their goals, they have grown. You see it in them when they light up. They light up when you see them. When you speak with them, there's a difference in their voice. It's more commanding. They embrace this change. They embrace this transformation. Transformation means that we're moving in a different direction. It does not mean that we're staying where we are. So as coaches, our primary job is to understand the pain point, to help them transform and go to where they want to be, where they, not us, but where they want to be, to accomplish what they want to accomplish, to do what they need to do. That's what transformation is all about. So now you are helping coach them through it and giving them tools to go in the direction that they should be going, to help them walk in their purpose. That's transformation, where they began to see things differently. You have helped to open their minds to more possibilities, different perspectives. You've helped to shift the paradigm for them, to help them envision more, right? That's true transformation. So staying committed to the transformation, because when it gets difficult, your coaching business, when the money is not coming in the way that you need it to come in, and you want to throw in the towel in your coaching business, that's when you have to remind yourself about the transformations and about the calling on your life, and that fact that you have to show up in order for other people to go up. Sometimes in life, and I don't say sometimes, all the time, I do know I am sold out on the fact that before the formation of this earth, God already had a purpose for you, and He already had assigned people to you. Now, my question is, what happens if you don't show up and do your part? What happens if you shrink back because it's just too difficult? What happens if you shrink back because you just can't figure it out? What if you shrink back because things were temporarily very difficult for you, emotionally, financially, maybe things happening in your life and you shrink back? And one of my very dear friends, who is a consummate entrepreneur, very successful in her own right, Liz Camaria, she taught me this one lesson. I actually quoted her in my book, and she said that she continues to work during a crisis. Why? Because after the crisis has ended, because the crisis is only a season, after the crisis has ended, you will not have just one crisis. If you don't continue working through the crisis, you will not just have one crisis at the end of the crisis, you will have two. That crisis that you were dealing with, and then the crisis that was created because you did not continue working. And so I say to you, coaches out there, we've got to stay committed to the transformation that we want to see in our own lives. And we've got to stay committed to the transformation that we are purposed to help make happen in other people's lives, our ideal clients, our target audiences. Okay, so let me go ahead and summarize for you what we've talked about today. Today, we have dealt with coaching development in this 4-day series. Coaching development, number one is who you coach. Number two is why you coach. And then number three is stay committed to the transformation. So, with that being said, this brings our day 2 to an end. And day 3 on tomorrow, we'll talk about entrepreneurship development and the key areas that we need to focus in on as entrepreneurs who coach, right? Entrepreneurs who coach. So join me tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time for coaching development. And then mark your calendars and get ready for the free Coach with Confidence Masterclass, how to turn your vision, skills, and brilliance into an online coaching business. So that is happening on tomorrow. Again, your Coach with Confidence Masterclass, how to turn your vision, skills, and brilliance into an online coaching business. You can go to the link, and I will also post it after I finish here today, and you can register. It is free. Say it with me. If it's free, it's for me. However, you must register to attend. It's this Thursday, September 29th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I promise you, you will not want to miss it. If you enjoy my training, you will definitely walk away. Not just enjoy. I don't want you to just enjoy. I don't want to entertain you. I want to help transform you. So if you're looking for that transformation, if you're looking for that next level, if you're looking to put it all together as a coach, then you want to be with me on this coming Thursday. This is the link. So it's bit.ly/free coach masterclass. Okay, so join me on tomorrow for again coaching. Nope, I'm sorry, entrepreneurship development. Thank you so much. And if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you for watching the replay. Join me on Thursday for the free masterclass, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at noon. Make it a great day.